Hello everyone and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. We're looking at something we all do every single day, but we're going to look at it through a completely different lens. We're talking about personal care. Let's be honest, it's so easy to treat brushing our teeth or taking a shower as just another boring chore on the daily checklist, right? But the source material we're exploring today shows us that personal hygiene and grooming are actually far more than that. They function as an invisible armor. It's an armor that not only builds up our internal confidence, but physically protects our health and well-being. By the end of this explainer, you are going to see your morning routine in a whole new light.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the meaning of hygiene, look at why cleanliness actually matters, dig into the science of the skin, and finally, unpack your essential grooming toolkit.
Section 1. The meaning of hygiene. So, where does this all actually come from?
You know, the word hygiene isn't just some modern invention. It actually stems from the ancient Greek root word hyges, which literally translates to healthy. It's pretty fascinating because it grounds this entire concept firmly in health, not just vanity. Hygiene encompasses practices that are conducive to health, keeping both our bodies and our surroundings clean. Why? To prevent the spread of germs. Keeping clean is literally our very first line of defense. It's a proactive health measure we take to protect ourselves from the invisible threats all around us.
Moving on to Section 2. Why cleanliness actually matters. Let's look at the 4 pillars. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why we put effort into keeping clean. When we look at the internal benefits on a personal level, maintaining a good body image totally boosts your self-esteem, your confidence, and your daily motivation. In fact, the source notes that folks dealing with depression often neglect their personal hygiene, which unfortunately can quickly spiral into a poor body image. Psychologically, being well-groomed gives you incredible confidence in social situations. And yeah, it is a major factor in attraction to the opposite sex. Now, looking at the external benefits. Socially, projecting a positive body image reflects a positive personality. The text specifically highlights that teaching children hygiene early actually helps them avoid being bullied in school. And of course, the health pillar. Simple things like hand washing literally prevent the development of serious illnesses and stop the spread of infections. Successful, well-respected people are highly particular about maintaining all 4 of these pillars.
Drilling down a bit further into that health pillar, here are some non-negotiable, tangible health stakes. Hand washing isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely mandatory after using the toilet and before handling any food. This simple action single-handedly prevents a multitude of disorders. Furthermore, if you ever find yourself dealing with conditions like lice, athlete's foot, or foul body odor, these have got to be treated immediately. Ignoring them doesn't just affect you, it leads to further infections that literally spread to the people around you. Oh, and if you get a cut or a wound, cleaning and dressing it properly is essential to significantly reduce your pain and your risk of a severe infection.
I want to pause on this really powerful quote directly from the text, projecting a positive body image as a reflection of one's personality. Good hygiene is fundamentally a signal of self-respect. When you take the time to clean and groom yourself, you are non-verbally communicating to everyone you interact with that you value yourself. It's how you purposefully present your best, most well-groomed self to the world.
Section 3. The science of skin. Let's talk about the biological realities we're dealing with.
All right, let's look at a biological term you probably don't hear every day: apocrine. Basically, this is a specific type of fluid produced by the apocrine gland in the human body. I bring this up just to highlight that our bodies are constantly producing fluids, oils, and sweat. This apocrine fluid is exactly the kind of natural biological element that our daily grooming and bathing routines are designed to wash away so we stay fresh.
Next up on our skin science tour is the dreaded blackhead. Objectively defined here as a small, inflamed area on the skin characterized by a dark spot in the middle. When we neglect our skin, dirt and those oils and fluids we just talked about build up, inflaming the skin and creating these exact blemishes. It perfectly sets up exactly why a consistent daily skincare routine is completely necessary to keep our pores clear. And similarly, we have the whitehead. A whitehead is a small, whitish lump in the skin, but notice the specific cause here. It's due to the retention of keratin inside an oil gland duct. It is literally trapped keratin. These scientific definitions of apocrine, blackheads, and whiteheads prove exactly why water alone just isn't enough. We need proper tools and specific aids to keep our skin clear and our bodies healthy.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 4, your essential grooming toolkit.
So the crucial point is this: grooming must become a natural habit. The source material is very explicit about this. No matter how expensively a person dresses, and no matter how much premium cologne they use,
They are simply not well groomed if they can't keep their nails, skin, and hair clean. All the fancy clothes in the world don't matter if your foundational cleanliness is in a deeply ingrained daily habit where you naturally desire to be tidy all the time.
Let's build that toolkit, starting with hair care and the classic two-step system. Shampoo versus conditioner. Shampoo is your heavy lifter. It is specifically used to clean the hair and the scalp, physically stripping away all that accumulated dust and dirt. Conditioner is the follow-up. It's a liquid or cream applied while the hair is still wet. Why? Because while shampoo removes the bad stuff, conditioner adds back exactly what you need, making the hair manageable, soft, and healthy. Aside from the liquids, here are the structural tools for your hair care arsenal. You have your comb, featuring long, thin teeth specifically to arrange the hair. Then the hairbrush. Now, catch this. A hairbrush doesn't just arrange hair. It removes dust and actually stimulates the scalp and the natural oils in your hair. And crucially, because of this, you must absolutely never share your hairbrush with anyone else. Throw in some hair clips as ornaments to keep things in place, and of course, a mirror, so you can actually view your appearance and make sure everything is arranged perfectly.
Let's move to the bath routine and see how this all builds. Your bathing toolkit is all about preventing external threats. First up, your bath soap and soap dish. The text highly recommends using a germicidal soap to literally stop germs from entering your body. Next is your personal washcloth, designed specifically to scrub dirt away. Then your personal towel. This is a highly absorbent cloth meant strictly for drying your own body. And again, to completely avoid infections, you do not share your personal towel. Finally, have a robe or clean clothes ready to wear after bathing, ensuring you aren't putting dirty fabric right back onto your freshly clean skin.
Let's keep this momentum going with your hands and feet essentials. Grooming your extremities requires highly specific tools. You need nail clippers to trim down your fingernails and toenails. But trimming leaves rough edges, right? So you follow up with a nail file to shape and smoothen those ends out. A nail brush is absolutely vital for getting in and scrubbing out the dirt that hides beneath and around the nails. And finally, a cuticle remover, which is a chemical solution designed specifically to dissolve the cuticle for an impeccably tidy look.
Moving on to oral care tools. What's really interesting here is the toothbrush. We all know it cleans the teeth, but the text points out a surprising fact. The bristles actually massage your gums, which helps with blood circulation. It makes brushing a fantastic dual-purpose health task. Alongside the brush, you need toothpaste to protect against tooth decay. You also need dental floss, that essential thread to pull out hidden food and plaque from between the teeth where the brush just can't reach. And cap it all off with mouthwash, a specialized liquid you gargle to completely cleanse the mouth and freshen your breath.
To wrap up our toolkit section, let's run through the essentials for your shaving setup. You start with the razor to safely remove hair from legs, underarms, or the face. But a razor can be harsh, which is why shaving cream and aftershave lotion are absolute musts. These protect and soothe the skin right after the hair is removed. Notice again the emphasis on a personal towel used strictly to dry the specific part of the body being shaved, keeping the area totally hygienic. And finally, the mirror, which is absolutely crucial to make sure the job is done safely and properly.
So, we've covered a whole lot of ground today, right? From the Greek roots of hygiene to the science of blemishes, all the way to the very specific tools you need for your hair, skin, and teeth. I want to leave you with this one thought-provoking question. What does your grooming routine say about you? Remember, projecting a positive body image is a direct reflection of your personality. It builds your self-esteem, protects you from illness, and shows the world that you respect yourself. I encourage you to look at your morning routine tomorrow not as a chore, but as the exact moment you put on your invisible armor. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning your daily habits and keep learning.